This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and we have a lot to get to today, Jay. First, though, I want to mention real quick, if you can see in the background right here, I have a new book, Jay, that is actually coming out tomorrow. All right. It's called By Design, the First Black President. And if you've ever wondered if the conspiracy theories were true, if you've ever wanted to hear the story of if the conspiracy theories were true, it's an alternate history book. It tells you the story. It's like a cinematic, it's like a movie playing in your head. It's a real political thriller novel. And it tells the story of the rise of America's first black president through the eyes of the conspiracy theorists. How we believe it really happened. It's exciting, it's amazing, it's suspenseful, it's thrilling, and everything, Jay, everything that you or anybody else is thinking about, anything you've ever thought about Barack Obama, anything you thought might be true, it's in this book.
Listen, I can't wait. You've worked really hard on it, especially the last few weeks. And today I didn't hear from you at all today. So I know you must
have been crazy, man.
Pretty busy. And congratulations in advance.
Thank you very much. I just want to real quick, I want to show everybody the cover. Check this out. I also designed the cover and the spine and all that. I just thought it was really cool, and it tells, as you can see on the front, I don't use the likeness or name of anybody. And any what do you call it, Jay? What do you call it when it resembles any resemblance to a real person is by pure accident? Okay, it's by pure accident. This is my story of the first black president, the way I believe and many believe it really happened. Any resemblance to any real characters, purely coincidental. It's a fictional book, Jay.
Yeah, no, but it's gonna be great, man. And I love the name of the main character.
Oh yeah, well it's Baramo Baca. It's Baramo Baca is the main character. The thing is, even if I pull from real life, I say it's a fictional book because obviously none of these things are provable. It's just what nobody has put down on paper or an actual story. We hear stories, right, about birth certificates, about where he was born, about CIA being involved in it, all these things. But nobody has actually sat down and wrote a book about it, to where you can see it and read it and actually have it playing in your head like a movie, where you can see the entire story play out from the moment, from childhood all the way to the presidency. It's incredible. So I'm telling you right now, it's very thrilling. And anything, like I said, anything you've ever thought about in your mind about America's first black president, it's in this book. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I believe he was manufactured, right person, right place, right time, manufactured.
You will enjoy this because the main character in the book, his grandfather, Stanley, is in the CIA. Okay. And that's where it all begins, in the CIA with Stanley, Baramo Baca's grandfather, in the CIA. That's where the book begins. And then it takes a pretty compelling twists and turns, man. It's really awesome.
I'm not asking you to spoil anything, but is there anything with Eric Holder?
There's not any. See, the thing is, even condensing it as much as I could, it's still a long book, because I had to get a lot of the good stuff in there that we know and really believe is true. Whether it's true or not, I mean, it's a fictional book, it's not real, but it's the story of what we believe, what conspiracy theorists believe, what, a lot of people believe. So in order to get all of that in there, I have to cut out something. So Eric Holder is not in there, but the main things that you think about when you hear America's first black president, they are in there.
All right, man. Yeah. Well, listen, you're going to see a lot, hear a lot, and see a lot of Jack in the next, I don't know, couple of weeks, all over the place.
Yeah, over the next week, like even tomorrow, man. We do this show, and then I'm going to be on Shell's Space right after that, and then Joker's show from 10 to midnight. So it's going to be a long week, but it'll be a lot of fun,
Should be. All right, man.
And even Dinesh D'Souza is gonna promote the book for me. He's gonna help me out with that. So that'll be awesome.
That's awesome. That's can't do much better than that.
No. And he's the original, conspiracy theorist prover. He proves the conspiracies. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. All right.
And the first thing I want to bring up is actually, before we do anything, let me mention our sponsor real quick, maxassociates.etsy.com, the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. Guys, I'm telling you right now, the deal is still there. 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. It's there for this year because it's America 250. Don't miss out on this deal. Right now, you can go on this website. Anything you want. If you wanted another site, you can get it here. You can also get better stuff and 20% off your order and free shipping. You can't beat that. The nice shirts, the cool shirts that you see, freedom over communism, all that stuff. After the discount and the free shipping, $18 out the door. I mean, $18 right to your doorstep. You can't beat that. It's unbeatable. maxassociates.etsy.com. Check it out. You will not regret it.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Soon we're going to be, it feels like we're going to be talking about Christmas gifts. Where's the time going? Where's the time going?
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, hell, we're up midway through July. I can't believe we already had, the quarter millennium, celebration. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on, dude. Before you know it, we'll be ready for the 300.
Did you see, real quick, you brought up 250. Did you see today at the White House where they had the IndyCar drivers and they're having a Grand Prix, like an Indy race through Washington, D.C.?
Really? That is awesome. No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was there today. It's awesome. Like they're going to actually they built like a track, like Pennsylvania Avenue. Like it's going to be,
I was going to say, they should make it go through a part of the White House somehow. Like the carport or something. How cool would that be?
If they could have, I bet they would have. But it's, it's going to be like a literal Indy like car race through Washington, D.C. It's going to be crazy.
That actually is really cool. Right before the end of the show, Jay, if you don't mind, I just want to read, not now, but I want to read the back of the book, not about the author thing, just about the book right here, if that's cool with you.
That's fine with me. Absolutely.
Just at the end of the show. I don't want to bore people at the beginning, all right?
No. Well, listen, it's not boring. It's just, we'll do it at the end.
Absolutely. Okay, I want to show you our thumbnail. I want to show everybody our thumbnail for today because this is an awesome thumbnail. Take a look at this, okay? This is Mitch and Lindsey, proof of life. Jay is Mitch McConnell, and he's doing a proof of life photo, just like Mitch McConnell did. See, he's got Mitch McConnell's 1976 newspaper, the newspaper that proves he's alive today, And then, I'm Lindsey Graham, and I've got Ukraine Times. Of course, what else would I be reading? If I'm Lindsey Graham, I read nothing else. So there we are.
Well, here's the difference. We know, listen, we don't wish death on anybody. We don't wish death on Democrats that I can't stand. I never do that. Do I want to see them removed from office? Yeah, either by election or resignation. I don't wish them removal from office via untimely death. Unlike, I guess, a lot of Democrats and people on the left who were cheering about Lindsey Graham dying yesterday, and all you're doing is exposing how awful a person you are by behaving that way. Fine. Now, we know Lindsey Graham is gone. Now, Mitch McConnell, Jack, we could talk about Lindsey Graham. But that photo Mitch McConnell's office put out yesterday, I don't know what the hell's going on with these people. I don't know what they were thinking, because as soon as that photo came out, Grok is all over the place. It's a fake photo. It's AI.
I know. I can tell you exactly what they're thinking, Jay.
What are they doing, Jack? What? Because that's a real good way to quell the rumors. Let me tell you.
He cannot drop out until I think today or tomorrow. He cannot be dead. Otherwise, it will trigger a special election. If he drops out or dies today, or I think it's either today or tomorrow or the next day, somewhere in there, then the governor can appoint someone. But up to that point, there will be a special election, and they do not want Thomas Massie to run and win. That's the thing. They don't want him to run and win, and they will not allow him to run. They will show Mitch McConnell alive. In fact, Jay, there were proof of life videos that they made. Did you see the videos they made?
Of Mitch? Yeah, well, I've seen a few of them. Yes, they're great.
No. They actually made real actual videos of Mitch McConnell. I'm not talking about, spoofs or anything. These are videos.
These are real videos put out by his office of Mitch McConnell since that picture yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want you to see this. Check this out. This is a reel, and it was taken, right as at the picture. Hang on one second. Here we go. Let me okay. Here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, okay? This is a real Mitch McConnell video. Take a listen.
Honey, show them you're okay.
Yeah, I saw this.
See, I told you he was okay.
Oh,
That's
yes.
great.
Hey, that's not even the best one that his office released. Okay?
That was it. Yeah, that was the United spot.
What are you
That
doing?
That was a great one.
Time to
Wow,
get
it looks
back
awesome.
in shape.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at
Getting started.
Watch this.
Oh my goodness, Mitch.
This is how you do it. I gotta say,
God.
he's looking real good, Jay. I mean, based on the photo and video evidence, he's looking really good.
The best part about this is that you had Harry Sisson. I saw him on Instagram. He's like, oh, because Jimmy Kimmel apparently put a picture of himself, like, and superimposed his head on Mitch McConnell's, like, making fun of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Harry Sisson did like put himself in the screen like you do a video. And he's like, oh, this is going to piss off MAGA, but it's really funny. Like, Harry, do you not realize that we were making fun of this before you?
Oh yeah.
We MAGA does not love Mitch McConnell by any means whatsoever. You understand? The stuff we were putting out is actually funny. Like, we were making fun of this before you, Harry. So that just goes to show you how, like, out to lunch these people are. They don't even know what MAGA or Republicans like at all. We're not Mitch McConnell fans. We don't like him in the Republican Party.
Nor are we Lindsey Graham fans.
Well,
and
here's what I'll say about Lindsey Graham. I'm more of a fan of Lindsey Graham than I am of Mitch McConnell, because Lindsey Graham, whatever people want to say about him, votes for Donald Trump's agenda all the time. Mitch McConnell does not.
But the dude is a warmongering snake. And
politician
honestly,
isn't a snake.
But Jay, the thing is, he's the reason that we're doing all the shit for Ukraine. Fuck Ukraine. Okay, he's the reason.
Not the only reason. He's not.
So
the only
I gotta
reason. I
say,
disagree with him on that. I disagree with Lindsey Graham on that.
But see, the thing is, you're going to put in Lindsey Graham's sister. Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, it's not.
The same thing as the Pelosi's. Just the other day, you were saying you did not like how the Pelosi's had to pass down the seat like generation after generation. This is the same fucking thing.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's the same fucking thing.
No, it's not, because she's not going to be. It's a temporary
Doesn't matter.
placeholder.
Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. He could have picked anybody. What about Mark Lynch? Why didn't he pick Mark Lynch?
I'll explain why. In my opinion, he put her in there, number one, because nobody's going to argue about it. It's not going to cause infighting in the party. They know she's not going to be the permanent replacement. This clears the deck.
Until when? How long is this seat for left? How long is left?
Just till January.
His seat is. You're sure? His seat is just till January?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This isn't long. She's got 40 Senate sessions. That's it. She's done.
Why not put in somebody that will run again and have a good shot as the incumbent?
I'll tell you why, because exactly they didn't want somebody put in. If McMaster puts somebody in, obviously it's with President Trump's blessing. We know that. If he puts somebody in, you want somebody like Mark Lynch. Other people want other people. If he picks somebody other than Mark Lynch, the person that President Trump puts in, if it's not somebody like Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham's sister, who we know is not going to be there after this election, then that person is viewed as the incumbent. Yeah. What this does is it clears the field for them to have an actual primary again and let that person, let them fight it out.
If you have somebody that you want that's going to do your agenda, you want them to be the incumbent. You want them to have the advantage. Why the fuck would you do this?
Because
it doesn't make any sense.
Who's that person right now? They don't let the people fill in. This just happened, but somebody's got to be appointed. We need somebody to vote.
Yeah, why not appoint the guy? They know, Jay. They know. They've been prepared. Lindsey Graham. I mean, they've been prepared. They know that there is somebody out there, and they know everybody in South Carolina, somebody out there that is aligned with him 100%. And if you would have put that person in, that incumbent would have a huge advantage to win your primary and then the seat. But now you're making it a free for all. You have no idea if the person you don't want to win will win now. You could have given somebody an advantage, Jay.
Well, I still think he's going to make an endorsement, but I think what it does is it lets the state have an actual primary to choose somebody legitimately.
That's not smart, though. If you're Trump and you want to move your agenda forward, it's not a good idea.
Well, you said Mark Lynch. It ain't going to be Mark Lynch. President, I'm not saying it's not. He wasn't picking Mark Lynch.
No, I don't care if he picks Mark Lynch, but
I'm just saying,
a placeholder that doesn't give you any advantage when we already are down to like 50-50 in the Senate is not smart.
She's going to vote for the next however many votes she has to do.
That's not what I'm talking about. You need the incumbent advantage if you want your guy to win. If you want a better chance for your guy to win, you need the incumbent advantage.
But no. Here's what's going to happen. I think they're going to have the primary. I think it's August 11th. I think that's when that is. And then whoever's out of that, he's going to endorse somebody. And obviously it's going to be.
See, you want to endorse the person for the primary, the person you want. But see, if you endorse the person you want, people are going to be like, "Well, why didn't you pick him? Why didn't you pick him to be the special person until the election?" They're going to wonder.
The rumor is that
she's not going to be the senator after this.
I think somebody has made it that she said she doesn't want to do it. She just wants to be there for her brother with the staff that her brother's staff.
Bookmark this for Jay, please.
Bookmark it.
Screenshot it. Screenshot it, because he said the reason they did this is because it's temporary and they want a primary. Bookmark this, please.
Bookmark it, because that's what's going to happen. This is going to be temporary. Okay. She knows the staff. There's certain things probably on Lindsey Graham's agenda that she's going to want to push through for her brother. Okay. And that's going to be the end of it. But that's going to be the end of it. And I don't think it's not something where she's going to stay. She's not going to stay.
How do you know?
Stay. Because she's not going to stay. This is
Jay. Once people get power, they don't give up. Who gives up power willingly, Jay? Nobody gives up power willingly.
But she never had power.
Yeah, but now she will. Once you get that taste, Jay, it's like a taste of blood, baby. We'll
see. I don't think that's the case. I think this is totally temporary. And I think McMaster, the governor who appointed her, this is where his term is up too. You could very well see maybe him being the one.
That dude's gay. But
we'll see. I don't think it's that, Jack. I don't think it's that big of a deal in this case, because it's not a long-term thing. I think she's going to. And first of all, here's the other thing, Jack. Nobody can fight with President Trump on this and say he's doing a bad thing, because it's kind of a sentimental thing.
I didn't say he was doing a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying you.
Thing.
I'm not saying you. And he does. He does everything for a reason. He never does anything not thinking about any possibility. I don't think this is a bad deal. We'll see.
Yeah. It's just weird because you have a chance. Right now in the Senate, we are neck and neck, okay? You have a chance to get your guy in that you want to have the incumbent advantage for the primary and the general. That's a big advantage. People always go for the advantage. That's what it is. That's why incumbents usually win. And if you want, what if you have an incumbent and your endorsement? Now, this woman, Jay, she's a Graham. You think, first of all, people don't just give up power willingly. This is her first taste of power, and she's a Graham. A Graham. That doesn't just wash away.
I don't think so. I think that she took this knowing that she's not staying.
See, you can tell. It's funny. You can tell in the chat who is 100% MAGA. They will not disagree with anything Trump said. See, that's the difference between me and these people. I love Trump. I've supported Trump. But when it comes to things he does, I'm not just going to, roll over and say, "Hey, Trump, good job." He doesn't do everything perfect. This was it a sentimental thing? Was it nice? Sure. But was it a smart chess move? No.
We'll see. I think it's going to play out fine. We're not from, you're closer to South Carolina than I am.
I'm not saying it won't play out fine. I'm just saying it's not a smart chess move. Your guy can still win. Of course, their guy can still win, whoever it is. Yeah. But where we are in the Senate, we need somebody that we know has a better advantage to win, which is if you're an incumbent and you have Trump's endorsement, you have a pretty good chance to win.
Right. And I think that'll shake out.
But nobody's an incumbent, though. Nobody.
Yeah, but I think it's fine that there's nobody that's going to be viewed as an incumbent. Let these guys, let the field fill in. Let's see what happens in this vote. Here's the thing.
Why would we want to see what happens, though, Jay? We want people that are on our agenda.
Yeah, absolutely. But
why would we want to risk it? Why risk it?
Let's wait and see over the next month who comes out and which maybe President Trump makes an endorsement for that. We'll see.
Yeah, I know he's going to make an endorsement, but I'm talking about the incumbency. It's like home field advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jack, you think that the Republicans you talk about the general, the Republicans going to win that election in South Carolina? Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about the primary. Who cares about the general? I'm talking about the primary. An incumbent has a much better shot to win than two people who've never been in there.
Well, but whoever he endorses in the primary is going to win. We pretty much know that his primary endorsement record is
fine.
Almost
I'm
99%.
just saying, why risk it? Why risk it?
Because I think it kind of plays.
And
well
Lindsey
right
Graham
now.
sucks. I don't care what anybody says.
Listen, but you don't like Lindsey Graham. There's plenty of things I didn't like a lot about Lindsey Graham. I didn't like how he reacted to January 6th. I don't like the way he acted in 2016 against President
Did you see
Trump
some of the shit he did?
He did a lot of stuff I don't like. But
my God. No, we're going to recall this real quick.
What I'm saying is, well, let me just say this before you do that. What I'm saying is, for the last few years especially, he's been in lockstep with what we just talked about, which is the agenda. He's been in lockstep.
He's a huge blow to the told to vote. Yeah,
he's a huge blow to the Save America Act. He was the one really pushing to get it through reconciliation right now. Jack, my theory also is this, and this is my theory. I have no proof of this at all. And it's politics. You do dirty stuff to win, right?
Oh yeah.
You have Lindsey Graham's sister. Her brother's basic dying wish was to get the Save America Act passed. Now, John Thune, are you going to say no to a grieving sister?
Yes, he will. Are you kidding me?
Well, then let's see him do it. That's all I'm saying.
But look,
if she pushes it
about Lindsey Graham, you realize he was the guy that said January 6th there should have been shot in the head. That was Lindsey Graham.
I know. I said it. Didn't like.
He said January 6thers should have been shot in the head.
I disagree completely.
He was the one that tried to get Trump out under the 25th Amendment. That was Lindsey Graham.
I disagree with his behavior around January 6th completely.
And he tried to get Trump out under the 25th Amendment. That was Lindsey Graham.
If he did try to do that, I disagree with it.
It's in the records, baby. Lindsey Graham. See, that's the thing. People, and I love people like Deborah, right? But people have short memories. You know, they memory hole shit. Okay, people. You think a guy goes from wanting to remove this guy from the 25th Amendment and wanting to shoot, January 6th protesters in the head, to voting for everything Trump does out of what? His conscience. He suddenly started to like Trump.
He's a politician.
Yeah. Why though? There's a reason,
good one.
Jay. There's a reason.
He was a good politician. Listen, here's what
if he was a good politician, he'd be rich.
Well, let's talk about that real quick. You know what Lindsey Graham's net worth was at the time of his death?
Yeah, about $2 million. And you know what that tells me? That he's not a good politician.
Hold on a minute. We can't say that without saying we accuse these people of becoming billionaires when they're in office.
Exactly.
The guy was in office for 32 years, federal office, and he's only worth $3 million. That means he wasn't ripping anybody off or insider trading.
It means that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
I completely disagree.
It means he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Who the hell goes into Congress, a place where you can literally sprint money and comes out with $2 million?
Isn't that what they're supposed to do?
That's
not steal.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. In this Congress, you can't do that. So there's got to be something else, Jay. It's not just the money. I'd like to know what else is going around.
We'll probably never find out if there is a what else. But my point is, you can't say he's not a good politician. The guy lasted 32 years at federal office.
What do you mean good? When we say good, what are we talking about?
A smart politician, knows how the inner workings, knows how to get things done, knows how to make.
I think everybody there probably does. That's why they're there for so long.
Apparently. The ones that probably last a long time, yes, they are skilled politicians.
They all last.
There are some people that just got voted out of office in that area. One you just mentioned earlier, who maybe if he was a better politician would still be there, but he's not.
I can tell you the best way to win, and Lyndon Johnson taught me this a long time ago. The best way to win is to not lose. And you know how you don't lose, Jay?
Go ahead.
You make sure you win by any means necessary. Lyndon Johnson lost one election when he was a young person, many years ago. He never, ever, ever lost an election after that because he figured out what probably Lindsey Graham figured out, what Nancy Pelosi figured out, that there are many, many, many ways to win an election other than just votes.
Well, I mean, you're talking, yes, but you brought up Nancy Pelosi.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stand Nancy Pelosi. Neither can I.
No.
Is she a good politician?
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go. You can't stand Lindsey Graham. The guy was a good politician. Jack, the guy was a powerful senator. He was
he a good politician? Yeah, no, he was a good I guess it just depends on when we say good, what we're talking about.
No, I don't mean like, yeah, I'm saying he knew how to work the system and survive.
Yeah. I'm saying anybody there that's there for a long period of time knows how to do that.
I think so, but some are better than others. He was one of the best. Lindsey Graham was a major figure, whether you like him or not. He was a major figure in the Republican Party. I think too much power.
I'll tell you what's pissing me off.
He had a lot of power.
Let me tell you what's going on here. What's pissing me off is now everybody on social media is acting like the dude was a fucking saint all of a sudden.
I'm not.
Okay. Oh yeah, everybody's on there like, oh, Lindsey Graham, we pray for his family. Lindsey Graham's so great. Oh, Lindsey Graham, we you were the best. You always voted with Trump. The dude was a fucking snake.
I will pray. I will always say he had a family now who had nothing to do with anything he does in office. His sister, I never even heard of her before today.
No,
or yesterday.
And that's why it doesn't make any sense. Why would you put somebody in that position of power?
Well, I think Jack. I think
just for a family, this is for a tribute. A Senate seat is not a tribute.
His sisters, the staff is going to be running the show. A lot of these people, for sure. But here's the thing: would you rather put somebody in there have to overturn the entire seat, the entire office for 40 sessions, and then have somebody have to? I think this is a good thing. Let it ride. She's
the
not
Senate
going to be permanent.
Seat is not a fucking tribute. It's not. It's not an envelope with $100 in it.
It's not going to change anything.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's going to change a lot, especially when we only got 1 or 2 votes above them, man.
Well, we got 53 to 47 right
now.
No,
we don't even have that many.
Well, we have 52 because McConnell can't vote right now. So
yeah, and who knows what the fuck this woman's going to do?
Well, I think she's going to go along with Trump's agenda and whatever vote comes up. Now, would it be a miracle? Listen, let me put it this way. If she pleads for the Save America Act and it passes, then I say keep her there forever. How's that?
I'll tell you what.
How's that? Is that good? Jack, if she can get the Save America Act passed because she says, this is my brother's dying wish, John Thune, and you know what? You should do it. You're his friend. You say you're his friend. Hey, my brother wanted this. He died serving.
And Jack, Deborah, they have not given up Senate seats to somebody's sibling because they died for over 100 years. That's not what's been going on.
Yes, it has. 48 times.
Name one. Without looking at your AI, name one.
8 times it's happened in the Senate.
Name one.
8. I can't without AI, but it happened.
Yeah, without AI, nobody can name one.
I just told you it's happened 8 times. Where a sibling or a wife has taken over. In the Senate, 8 times. In the House and the Senate combined, it's 48 times.
And now we are so even if people did it in the past, now Trump, it's okay. It's okay for Trump to do it because everybody else does it.
Hold on, we just went from it never happened. I just told you it's happened 48 times. This is not.
I never said unusual. It never happened. I said it's not been doing it for the past 100 years. She says it's what they've been doing for over 100 years.
It has, yes, it's been going on for a long time.
All right, tell you what, we'll look it up real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's see how many times. And we're gonna see how many times they've given it to a sibling as a tribute.
I mean, a wife is the same thing. It's a family member. It's a wife or a sibling, a wife, usually the wife, which I think is even worse.
That's why it's very weird that it's a sibling because we all know that Lindsey Graham was gay.
Well, whatever. He wasn't married. Right. He wasn't married.
He was gay. By the way, I would like to know who made the phone call. How the hell did they make a phone call 40 miles away in the middle of the night? He has no kids, no family. Who was there?
I don't know. Maybe you could look that up. Who made the phone call?
Nobody knows. That's the thing. It's a mystery.
No, I don't know. Well, it has to be a 911 call.
Yeah, but I don't know if they'll ever allow something like that out. Let's just move on, man. Because I honestly don't even care. I just think the thing that pisses me off, one, is the phony tributes to Lindsey Graham on social media just because he fucking died. That's what's pissing me off. And 2, the fact that he had a chance to put somebody in there that could have the incumbent home field advantage, and instead he chose a fucking tribute like every other goddamn. Let's just move on.
Don't worry about it, bro. I think you're upset about it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I think everything will be just fine with South Carolina and whoever takes that seat next. That's what I think. We'll see.
It may not. And look how much Deborah is she is defending Lindsey Graham like it's her grandfather. What the fuck? The dude was clearly gay. In fact, I got something to show you guys. This you're gonna like, Jay.
Okay.
She wasn't gay. Yeah, he had loads of women. All right, let's see.
I did see a thing on Instagram, you know, those things that play people's lives with AI, and he did have girl. They said he dated Laura Ingraham for a little while.
I doubt that.
I swear to God, that's what it said.
TikTok said he dated Laura Ingraham. Come on.
Yes, that's what it said years ago.
So take a listen to this.
Long time
Take
ago.
a listen to this. A trans influencer alleges that the late Lindsey Graham paid her a fat stack of cash to do unspeakable things to him. And then she really ripped into this, she quotes, sissy senator's homophobia. Let's see. Actress Jesse James Rose captioned her Instagram. Okay, yeah, so it was, I guess it's actress Jesse James Rose that said these things, that he hired her, and she's a transgender, to do unspeakable things to him. So
who knows? Who knows?
And not speaking ill of the dead. I hate when people try to project their own shit onto me. Okay, if I want to speak ill of the dead, I'll speak ill of the fucking dead.
Listen,
okay?
I try to.
That's fine.
I try to avoid that.
And that's fine.
Karma-wise.
But I don't want people like, I like Deb, but she's like just not speaking ill of the dead. That's fine. You don't want to speak ill of the dead? I'll do it for you.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing that I didn't know that his net worth was $3 million. I didn't know that when in his 20s, both his parents died, and he basically helped raise his sister. So I didn't know that about him.
Now all of a sudden he's a saint.
I didn't know that he was
a fucking
he served
snake.
in the military.
Now he's a saint.
But he served in the military for 30-something years. But I did not like a lot of his politics. I didn't.
The dude was a snake, and he was a Ukraine. He goes beyond sympathizer, man. What the hell? What goes beyond sympathizer? He was a Ukraine comrade.
Well, listen, he's not here anymore. So
good.
You don't have to worry about that. But there are worse people that have.
Oh, there's always someone worse.
There's worse people in Washington by far than Lindsey Graham. Let me put it that way. There's worse.
There's always someone worse.
A lot worse.
Yeah, there's always someone worse.
A lot.
But that don't make him a saint.
So, listen, I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying.
Did you see? Did you see that the 20 federal agents were at his house today on NBC? There are 20 federal agents that were at his house today. There's actually talk that he was actually hit by a drone strike in Ukraine. What do you think about that?
I don't think so. I said right off the bat with this, I said, first of all,
if he was, though, do you really think they'd say it was a drone strike in Ukraine by Russia?
No, but
no,
I don't know what he was, but that's the first I've heard of that. His father died at 69 years old of heart issues. Lindsey Graham from the first autopsy that came out yesterday, had a heart issue. Now, my thing is, people have been saying, why is he making these flights with that kind of a heart issue?
And it just happened to be right at Ukraine, right? Right around the Ukraine time, right?
Listen, coincidences do still exist. Not everything.
They're rare. They are very rare.
But there are coincidences. So here's the thing. Everything can't be a conspiracy. Now, you could ask the questions, but everything can't be.
No, not everything is a conspiracy.
Some things are what they are. And Jack, people, they drop dead of stuff like this all the time.
But the thing is, 71. Some things are what 21. They are, Jay. But some things aren't what they seem also.
Of course.
Not everything can be a conspiracy, but not everything is a coincidence either.
That's at the same. They're both true. Those two things are true at the same time. But this one, I don't have anything yet. Now, if the medical examiner comes back and says, well, we did with the toxicology and says, well, we found something a little shady. And here's the other thing with this. He's a very staunch ally of President Trump. President Trump referred him as like family. So if there's anything or if there's any evidence of wrongdoing here by anybody, I don't think President Trump's going to be shy about it by saying to the FBI, no stone unturned, find out what the hell happened to him. We'll see.
The thing
but
is,
I don't think there is anything here. I think the guy died of a heart attack.
And he probably did. But what I'm saying is, with the stuff that's out there, you can't discount anything. And if you hear, a medical examiner come out and say, oh, what are they gonna say? Oh yeah, he was poisoned. That would force Trump to start World War III. You'll never know publicly, Jay. You just won't.
Well, I don't know that it would cause World War III. It would definitely cause an international problem. That's for damn sure.
Problem? If you kill a sitting senator,
it'd be a big problem.
Drone strike, that's going to cause a Russian war. You're not just going to sit back and say, "Oh, you know what? That was a mistake. It's okay." I mean,
no, of course not.
You're going to attack Russia. They're going to attack you back. Iran's going to jump in. Israel's going to jump in. Before you know it.
But they know that too. So I don't think they're going to risk drone striking Lindsey Graham. That's the other thing. They also know that.
And again, that may not even, if they did happen, who's to say it happened purposefully? They might have just been, because that was supposedly a Ukraine drone factory that he was visiting in Kiev.
Well, they said that. What I heard is what I did hear is that factory got struck after he was gone. That's what I did hear.
And that's the thing. That's the story. Because now if a journalist goes and looks, they can say, oh, it was struck. Yeah, it was struck after he was gone. See, that's why there's these theories here, Jay.
Yeah, that's a pretty big cover-up. That's a big.
How is it a big cover-up? Dude,
that's
if a senator is
you're going to say that the senator, that they're going to cover up that Graham was in that building when it was struck?
Yes.
And the guy was on a plane and ended up back home in Washington, D.C.?
That would force, listen, let's just say it's true for a second, okay? That would force Donald Trump into a war with Russia. You don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that, Jay.
Right. But I'm saying that's a big one to cover up. That's a big one to not get out.
Do you know how many big things have been covered up in America?
That's a pretty big one. To say that the building was struck. So Lindsey Graham was flown home. He was flown home from
just like any soldier that dies overseas, of course.
And it's too much for me. That's a bridge too far.
See, that's the thing. What is the stretch that he was in Ukraine visiting a drone factory? That maybe they struck the drone factory. What is tell me what's the stretch here? What's the hard part to believe?
The hard part to believe is that after that happened, that he was flown home.
Like any soldier that dies overseas.
But no, he's flown home dead. Nobody knows about it. Nobody leaks it. Nothing at all. And then hours later, he's at his house, and then they call and say he had a heart attack.
Jay, again, that's exactly, if you were going to cover up something like that, that's exactly how you would do it.
The bridge too far for me. So until I see any kind of evidence of that,
you're going to see evidence. There's going to be
anything.
Photos.
Give me anything. Give me something to prove that that's true. Anything whatsoever.
Okay, see, let me explain. In a cover-up, Jay, you keep it as simple as possible, all right? If he dies in a drone strike, let's say it was accidental. But see, the funny thing is that people think that Americans, especially American diplomats, are what do you call it? They're untouchable, when they're overseas or anything. We kill people from other countries all the time. Just because he was over there doesn't mean he's untouchable. But Jay, think about it. Say he was struck. Say it was even by accident, okay? Let's just say it was by accident. He happened to be in that factory when they struck it, right? Let's say it was by accident. There is no way you can tell the American public that. It would force him to go to war, Jay. Don't you see that?
Yeah, but so American Woman makes a good point. President Trump said he spoke to him after the trip. So President Trump's lying too. He's making it up.
Okay, so no. The President Trump could never ever be involved in anything. No, he wouldn't do that. No.
Again, Jack, you're making a big leap here. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
For the betterment of the country, he would never do that, Jay.
So he's lying about talking to him. He's making it up.
I never said he was lying. I'm just saying.
No. But he would have to be.
You guys dismiss even the simplest things. I don't get it.
For your theory or this theory to be true, President Trump would have to be lying about the phone call.
So you're telling me that's not possible?
I don't think it's possible right now. No.
You don't think it's possible?
I have zero evidence.
That's the difference between someone that has bias and someone that is in the middle.
There's no bias. If this was Joe Biden.
There's bias. You think a man president cannot lie.
If this was Joe Biden telling us that,
this is not a lie just for the sake of lying.
Reverse the parties, and I would think this is a stretch. You don't have to think it is. I do. You don't have to think it is. I think it's a big stretch.
I'm just showing people the difference between confirmation bias.
There's a difference.
And
I just said no bias.
Sides of the thing. See, Jay believes that Trump would not lie, even if it meant keeping us out of a war with Russia. Trump would not lie. He would tell the truth and say, yeah, he was struck by a drone. Yeah, now we have to go fight. That's what he's saying because he doesn't want Trump to be a liar.
No. I just said reverse the parties and have Joe Biden talking about Chuck Schumer. And I would not agree with this theory. I just wouldn't.
See, that doesn't make any sense to me. And an American Woman, see, I hate when people say everything doesn't have to be a conspiracy. See, because you guys think, oh, it's not a conspiracy, but it's a coincidence. These are coincidences. They're all coincidences. Not everything is a conspiracy, but not everything isn't also, guys. Okay. And I never said I believe this theory. What I am doing is showing you that it's not just black and white. Oh yeah, he died easily. Yeah, no, they would. Let me tell you, the U.S. government, they'd never cover it up. Never. They would never do something. The U.S. government, Jay, they would never do that.
I'm not saying they would never done something like
No,
that.
they
I'm not
wouldn't,
saying
Jay.
that.
It's
But it
Trump.
doesn't mean
It's
that
Trump, Jay.
But it doesn't
Come on,
mean
baby.
everything. But it doesn't mean everything that happens. I'm jumping to the,
No,
to this.
No,
to
no.
this.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying it happened. I'm saying that there's always a possibility. You guys saying there's no possibility whatsoever is ridiculous.
There's a possibility of anything. Let's do percentages. I think there's
That's
probably
the thing. No.
0.01% chance that this is what your theory is.
No, it's not a 1% chance. But
I said less.
No, there's actually people that actually they're actually going over there to actually investigate this because that factory was struck after he left. Right?
Who's going over there?
Let's get this. Let's get this, guys. The factory in Kiev that he went to go visit was struck after he left, and then he dies when he gets home.
Well, wait a minute. First of all, who's going over there to investigate?
I don't know. Whoever the hell it was, I'd have to look it up again. I don't know.
Well, who is he? Who's
Jay? I just said I would have to look it up.
Right? Who's getting permission from Ukraine to go investigate on their own?
But I want to know. I want to know,
I'd like
Jay.
to know who that is.
What I'd like to know is, so you guys are saying that the factory was struck right after he left, then he comes home and dies.
Wait a minute.
Those two are not connected at all.
Let's use the logic here.
Obviously, no, they're not connected, Jay.
Russia probably knew Lindsey Graham visited that factory.
Okay.
I agree with that. Now, would it be something for them to say, after this guy leaves, blow the hell out of that factory just to send the message?
And then he dies. He just happens to die also.
Things happen.
The factory that he was in blows up right after he leaves, and then he happens to die.
Things happen.
People.
Things happen. All right. So you think that he was struck by a drone?
I never said I believe either one of these things. What I'm telling you is there's two possibilities. It's not just it can't happen.
It's possible that I could win the lottery tomorrow, but not likely.
Jay, it'd be different if you had a ticket that might have had a better chance. This guy, the factory was struck after this is the story. This is the story that you and everybody else believes. The factory was struck after he left, then he died. He wasn't struck in the factory and died. He was struck after he left, then he died.
Very possible. The guy had known heart.
Damn coincidences if I've ever seen them.
That's more possible than he was struck by a drone, and the president's also lying about it.
No. It's definitely more possible than the president, trying to make sure we don't go into war with Russia. Definitely more possible than that.
I'll tell you, Trump has a great poker face. I'll tell you that, because if my friend, who he considered like family, was struck by Russia,
he hated that motherfucker.
I don't believe that.
He tried to pretend like that just because he voted. Dude, he doesn't forget slights like that. He tried to get the dude removed. He hated Lindsey Graham.
And after that, he did everything he wanted him to do.
Yeah, but he hated him. He will. Trump. He does not forgive a slight, man. You know that.
No, he probably didn't. He forgot. He didn't forgive completely.
He hated that motherfucker, and he showed his disdain on multiple cases. Now he would always say the right thing, like, "Oh yeah, Lindsey Graham. He votes Lindsey Graham." But when Lindsey Graham tried to have him removed with the 25th Amendment, that was it.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to refresh on the 25th Amendment. I don't remember.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's take our time.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't remember.
I'm not wrong. I look up this shit.
When did Lindsey Graham try to remove Trump via 25th?
It was in 2016, I believe.
Amendment. Well, before he was elected then. You mean 2018, 2019?
No, it was in 2016. As soon as he got elected, he was already plotting to have him removed.
All right, hold on. According to a 2022 book by New York Times reporters, let's start with that.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsey,
it was
New York
also
Times
corroborated
reporters
by many other people.
Hold on.
Take a look. Read
right
the whole
there.
thing. Don't just say, 22 New York Times reporters.
I'll read it.
Read the whole thing.
I'm going to read it. Lindsey Graham privately threatened to support invoking the 25th Amendment during the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, but he publicly opposed it shortly after. So this is...
I thought it was 2016, but it was 2021. And you're telling me, Jay, he was so pissed off. So you're telling, Jay, This guy said he wanted the January 6th shot in the head. So you don't think he was so pissed off that he'd say, yeah, I want the 25th Amendment for Trump?
Who did he say this to?
I don't know. Read the book.
I'm going to ask right now. Who did he privately say this to?
Read the book. And Jay, this was on January 6th when he just like what's his face, Mark Wayne Mullins, was all over. Oh my God, Trump this, Trump that. Oh man, and Trump does not forget those things.
It says he said it to Pat Cipollone, who was the White House counsel at the time, according to the book.
There you go, White House counsel.
Graham furiously called him on January 6, 2021, while the Capitol riot was happening. He told him that if Trump did not more forcefully condemn the rioters, lawmakers would push for the 25th Amendment.
There you go. And by the way, Jay, he's never denied that either. Not once.
Hold on. This was a private phone call to the White House counsel, not a
to the
public
White House
statement,
counsel, Jay.
not a public statement or formal action. So
he never denied it. Not once. He's had 5 years to deny it. Never once.
Was Graham ever asked about it? See, listen, I'm just trying to find out. Was Graham
he doesn't have to be asked about it, Jay. He could just deny it, but he never did. Never once. He never said, I never said that.
Okay. Was he ever asked publicly? Why
By the way, make sure you double check your answers on Grok, because Grok's wrong about 30% of the time.
No, Lindsey Graham does not appear to have directly addressed or been publicly asked about the specific claim.
He never once denied it.
Why would nobody ask him that?
I don't know, but why would he not deny it either? Not once.
Well, if I'm not asked it, I don't have to.
Jay, you're telling me he didn't hear about that?
But if I'm not, it was a New York, written by the New York Times.
Yeah, and you're telling me he didn't hear, nobody came up to him and said, you really said this?
But that's my point. Why, if I'm a reporter, that's my first question to Lindsey Graham. Hey, did you ever actually call?
They might have asked the White House counsel guy. Somehow they had to have found out about it, Jay. But this phone call was real, and he said he wanted Trump removed because of January 6th, Jay. That is the opposite of a patriot. Opposite.
Alone convey this directly to the New York Times? That's what I want to know. Or was this third person to the NYT? Or
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what'd you say?
I'm saying, I'm asking, did the White House counsel convey this to the New York Times? And did a third person say, yeah, Cipollone told me? Is this third person? Or
somehow they had to find out about it.
Well, that's just the credibility starts going
down. Listen to this. Neither one of the people in that phone call ever denied it. Neither one of them, Jay.
Hold on. I don't know if the phone call exists at all. Hold on.
If it didn't exist, one of them would have said it didn't exist, Jay. Come on now.
It's not clear from public reporting whether Pat Cipollone personally conveyed the details to the New York Times.
It's not clear. So then what's the point?
Here's what I think. I think
you're going to say it didn't happen because you have confirmation bias, Jay.
No. I'm going to say it didn't happen because the guy that they're saying said it we don't even know that he got the phone call.
Jay, neither one of these people denied it. This was on January 6th when he said he wanted to shoot the guys in the head. He was so pissed off, and you don't want to believe it because you have confirmation bias.
You have bias that you think that this is a conspiracy.
I'm telling you what I know, Jay. I've not once said I believe any of these things. No.
You don't know that this phone call ever even took place because the New York Times told you?
2 + 2 = 4, okay? The phone call was put out there, and neither of them denied it, okay? 1 + 1 = 2. Neither of these people denied the phone call, Jay. If a phone call doesn't occur, Jay, if something this serious happens, they're going to say, no way, that never happened. That did not happen. But no, Jay, it did. They never once said anything. Ask about the White House counsel.
I'm asking. He testified before the January 6th committee behind closed doors and has avoided most public comment on internal Trump matters. It's more likely to come from. It's more likely the information came from someone else in the White House who was aware of the call. Really? People the authors
there is not one person on this earth on any source you'll find that say that call didn't happen. Not one. But you will believe it didn't happen because you have confirmation bias.
No one can confirm that it did either.
See, that's the thing right there.
I'm going to start believing the New York Times.
Who
basically cooked up the entire Russia.
Jay, come on now.
Please.
Now you don't want to believe something, even though nobody said it didn't know, but none of the participants never said it didn't happen. But you still don't want to believe it because you have confirmation bias. That's what it is.
Proof that it ever happened.
Who cares about proof? The people not denying it is proof, Jay.
No,
Jay,
that's not proof.
If someone says you do something, okay. No, Jay, if someone says you do something that might wreck your future, anything bad, do you ever deny, or you just say, I'm not gonna bother with it?
Did neither of these guys were ever even asked about it?
Jay,
Why?
it doesn't matter. They talk on their social medias all day, every day. They never once said, I never did that.
Why would I have to deny something if I believe I didn't do it?
The bias here is off the charts,
Not bias,
man.
It's
off the charts.
It's using logic. If
Jay,
I'm accused,
so you want them, Jay, even though
I
they
never
have,
said, why do I deny something I believe I never did?
Yeah, Jay, because you didn't do it, you would say you didn't do it. The act of an innocent man isn't to stay quiet when someone's accusing you of something. That's not the act of an innocent man. You know that.
He was never even asked about it.
Jay, you know as a cop, the act of an innocent man is not to stay quiet when you're accused of something.
The act of an innocent, usually the best thing to do is actually just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, but not when when you are accused. That might be the best thing to do, but that's not what an innocent person does.
Usually the best thing to do. Keep your mouth shut.
But that's not what an innocent person does. An innocent person is not going to let you handcuff them, take them into the thing, and not say anything, Jay.
You don't want to paint yourself into a corner and have something that could be used against you.
Yes, but I'm just saying, an innocent person does not stay quiet.
Anyway, listen, I disagree.
Jay,
I don't think that there's any possibility.
If this was under any other, okay, tell me this. Yeah. Do you believe the Ukraine phone call happened? The Ukraine against Biden, or the Ukraine and Trump and all that?
The phone call that they impeached Trump on? Trump admitted that there was a phone call.
Okay, but let's say Trump didn't admit it, okay?
Well,
but they tried to impeach him anyway and all this stuff, okay? Would you believe it happened?
No.
The phone call, not the impeachment part, just the phone call.
If President Trump, if they tried to impeach him on a phone call that nobody can prove happened, I'd probably not believe it, because why would I believe that? Why would I believe anything these people say?
Because
because all they've tried to do is lie to get President Trump in trouble.
Jay, wouldn't he deny it though?
Would he?
Jay, come on, man. Come on, dude.
But hold on. You're saying that if they're hold on, was Lindsey Graham ever faced with impeachment over that phone call?
Jay, that's not the point.
Completely different.
Here, this phone call, Jay, what he said. All right, let me just real quick. We only got a few minutes left. Let me lay it for you. This was January 6th. He was extremely upset about what was going on. He even said he wanted them to be shot in the head, okay? He was so distraught. He got on the phone with the White House counsel, and he said, look, if Trump doesn't come out and condemn this more, and you know how upset he was. If Trump doesn't come out and condemn this more, we're going to do that. We're going to try to get the 25th Amendment on him. You know, not only is that plausible and likely, but without a denial, it's like a 99% chance, Jay, from both parties.
And even let's for the sake of your argument, he did say it.
Yeah.
Okay. And
do you understand what the whole point of that, Jay, is that Trump does not forget a slight. He hated that motherfucker.
I just still don't think he hated him. I don't.
He hated him. When that dude said he wanted those protesters shot in the head, and then he said he wanted him removed on the 25th Amendment, the White House counsel went to Trump and told him this shit probably. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's the counsel.
I don't know.
What do you think Trump did? Forgive and forget?
But how did we get to where we are right now in this conversation?
You know Trump, Jay.
Yeah. What about
You know Trump. He's not going to forgive and forget that shit. He hated Lindsey Graham.
I think you're looking.
He was a necessary evil, Jay. He was a necessary evil.
I think he was a political ally.
That's right. Political ally, necessary evil. Same thing.
Political ally.
Yeah. Necessary evil. That's what I'm saying. A political ally is always a necessary evil. He's not a friend. He's not somebody you hang out with, going to go get a beer with.
I think John Thune's more of a necessary evil, but
John Thune is not even necessary. He's not even necessary.
Unfortunately, he is right now, but
he's it's not necessary, but he's in the way, if you will.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Getting back to the whole, I don't think there's, until I see any evidence of foul play here or hear about anything. And I know you're going to say, well, you'll never hear about it. But fine. But
how would you hear about it though, Jay?
I just think that this guy died of a heart attack. That's what I think.
And that's fine. I never said he didn't die of a heart attack. But what I did say is that there are alternate possibilities, Jay. You can't just dismiss it. Okay? Not everything is a conspiracy, but also not everything is a coincidence. Soon as the man left, they say as soon as he left, it was bombed. He comes home, he's dead. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying you can't dismiss something when there's multiple coincidences together. Okay?
That's fine. But at some point, and I'm not saying it's now, it's a couple of days, but at some point, it's just got to be let go.
Well, no, at some point we're just going to forget about it because they're never going to come out and tell you, Jay. They will never come out and tell you. Because if it is a conspiracy, why would they come out and tell you, Jay? Why would they?
Well, but I mean, my point is kind of like, we can't do this and go crazy every time something happens.
It's not about every time, Jay. It's about when there are things that are unexplainable and when the explanations don't make sense.
But it is explainable. There's no. It is explainable, this one.
Jay,
this is explainable.
It doesn't make any sense that they would bomb that exact location right after he left, and then he drops dead as soon as he gets home.
The guy had heart problems.
Coincidences are off the chart, Jay.
Coincidences happen. That's my point.
But you're talking about a violent coincidence happening.
They do happen.
But they also don't happen sometimes, too. You say coincidences happen?
I'm not saying they don't.
Conspiracies also happen, Jay.
I'm not saying they don't, but my point is everything to become this huge conspiracy.
What is everything? What are we talking about? Everything.
Whenever somebody dies now. Oh, had they died?
No, Jay, it's not whenever somebody dies. It is whenever there are things that are unexplained or with ridiculous explanations, Jay. Come on.
I don't think there's a ridiculous explanation here.
You don't think it's ridiculous that, they hit that place as soon as he left, and then he's dead when he's home?
I don't know. It could happen.
Those two do not correlate together.
It could happen. But see, you're shaking your head like, no, it can't. It could happen.
I'm not saying it can't. I'm saying the odds of them hitting that one location right after he leaves. He comes home and he drops dead. Do you know what the odds are of that?
I think the odds are of them hitting a location where they knew he was doing a whole thing with Zelensky.
And then he comes home and drops dead. Do you know what the odds are of that entire scenario happening?
Let's take it one at a time real quick because we're almost out of time. We're one at a time. Do you agree that the odds of them making a statement and hitting that place after Graham was there with Zelensky and taking the tour are pretty good to send a message? Yes.
Why the hell would Russia send a message to America?
To Ukraine and America to just hit a drone plant. Why not?
Yeah, no, they're hitting the drone plant. Right. I'm just saying it's just weird.
It's embarrassing.
He dropped dead right afterwards, Jay, supposedly afterwards.
Okay, but I said one at a time. So it's embarrassing
for them to be able to do that. It's a loop, Jay.
But it's embarrassing. They hit this plant after he's a big photo op and a big thing with Zelensky. Yeah,
but
now
that's what they're telling you, Jay. We don't know that to be the case.
But we don't. Right? We don't know. Right?
Exactly.
But a lot of things we don't know. And we don't know that everything you're saying is true. What I'm saying is...
Jay, okay, real quick, before we go, let me just tell everybody, I never said that that's the conspiracy that happened, okay? But what I am saying is we can't just tie it all in a nice legal bow and say, okay, that's it. You have to always explore. Critical thinking is something that is lacking in America today. Okay, people just accept the narrative. They accept whatever the fuck the government tells them, and they're like, okay, that's wonderful. But Jay, let's say things are explainable. When I always say too many coincidences equal a conspiracy, okay? Yeah. And when they hit the drone factory that you're at, and then when you come home, you're dead. That's a pretty big coincidence.
Yeah, but my point is hitting the drone factory actually makes sense.
It makes sense. With a senator there, you think Russia's going to send that kind of a message without him being in there at all? When have they ever given you any inkling they were going to do that? Ever?
What? Because they know that if they hit it while he's in there, then it's going to change the whole thing.
When have they ever given you any inkling that they were hostile against America now? With Trump in office.
That has nothing to do with America. It has to do with he was visiting the factory with Zelensky. You know they hate Zelensky. They're at war with him.
He's an American senator, Jay. But if they were going to do it after he left, it would be to send a message to America.
No, it's sending a message like you were just here touting this whole place. Now we're going to freaking bomb it. Bye.
And you think they're gonna do that? They've shown any hostility towards America whatsoever.
That's not towards America. He's not in the building.
They're bombing it right after he left because he went to go see it. That's if they bombed it after he left, that's supposed to be shit right in the face, man.
But he's gone. He left.
Says who?
There we go. My point is, if he's still there and they did it, that changes everything. I don't think they did that. They're not hitting it while he's there.
This is the funny thing. You don't believe the call happened, even though nobody there will deny it. The two participants don't even deny it. But yet you will believe in the coincidence that they hit the factory after he left, and he just happened to be dead when he got home. Without any whatsoever. Just them telling you that.
Just the fact that they hit it after is not a coincidence to me. That would actually make sense to embarrass Ukraine.
Jay, that's not the coincidence. It's those two together, them hitting it after and him being dead when he got home. They're telling you these things.
At 71 years old with
you
heart
accept
issues,
these at face value right after Mitch McConnell. Oh, my God.
Hold on.
What is happening here?
Mitch McConnell has nothing to do with it. At 71 years old with a bad heart on a 10-hour flight or however long the flight is, with a history of heart disease in his family, a guy who took the COVID shot, by the way. Yeah, I could see that guy dying of a heart attack.
This right here.
We are out of time.
This is what we call trying to mansplain everything, Jay. You're mansplaining on me.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm laying out my logic train to you. That's
Jay,
what I'm doing.
The fact that it's unbelievable.
I don't have to mansplain to you. You're a man.
But Jay, there's no evidence of what they're telling you, but you're believing it. But you won't believe the phone call that there is evidence of.
You're telling me I have to have evidence to prove the fact that he said he died of a heart attack.
What I'm saying is you won't believe the phone call, even though nobody will deny it, but you will believe whatever the fuck the government tells you happened here.
I have doubts about the phone
call.
That's
called bias, Jay.
No, I have doubts because the New York Times is reporting it. They've lied countless times. Has the New York Times not lied countless times?
Who cares about them?
No, it does matter.
Jay, the two people in the phone call never deny the phone call occurred.
It does matter. The New York Times
That matters. That's the ultimate, Jay.
The New York Times has lied countless times. Countless times. Why should I believe a word? Now, why would I believe anything New York Times reports on President Trump? Why?
They didn't report on President Trump. It was on Lindsey Graham. And, dude, they did not deny it. That's the whole point, Jay.
It's against President Trump.
Jay, they didn't deny it.
Okay. He didn't deny it, but also nobody ever asked him about it, and he never said a word about it.
So if you're an innocent man, you've been a cop, you were a cop. How many innocent men? How many innocent men just let you innocent of what they're accusing him of?
But innocent of what? He wasn't charged with a crime.
Jay, I'm talking about the phone call that he actually backstabbed Donald Trump. That's what he was accused of, okay?
But you can't equate being charged with being charged with a crime or being said and being accused of making a phone call that led to nothing.
Being accused of backstabbing the president of the United States? Yeah, that's pretty big, Jay. So let me tell you, they never once denied it. Neither one of them denied it, Jay. And you were a cop. Do innocent people, when they're accused of something, let's say it's a misdemeanor, something small, do they say, you know what, take me in? They don't say anything. No, they say, I'm innocent. I didn't do this. I did not make that phone call.
It's still much different than a phone call that led to nothing.
Jay, it's a phone call that backstabbed his president of the United States. I would think you would come out and say, I didn't do that.
Well, he never did. He was never asked about it.
That's the point. And why would you have to be asked about it to say you didn't do something that was massive for your own political aspirations?
Well, obviously it didn't hurt him because he was one of President Trump's right-hand man, like his right-hand man.
Our show's probably already off, man, if you want the truth.
Let me take a look.
Check real quick. Let's see if it's off.
I think it's still on.
I just mean on LFA TV, not on.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's still on, but we got to go.
Oh, shit. We got to go. We got the meeting. All right. Thank you everybody for watching the show. It was just sometimes we get into heated debates, but we're always friends afterwards, so it doesn't really, we like to have fun. Sometimes we get into heated debates. Just so you know, this is all staged. We actually talked about this beforehand.
Yeah,
he was going to take
Yeah, right.
No, but seriously though, we just like to, sometimes we get into a passionate thing. There was a lot we were going to talk about, but Lindsey Graham was a point of contention for me and for him. I guess, we're just on opposite sides of things sometimes. I'm a Trump supporter, but I call what I see on everybody, regardless of who it is. And, Jay and I just sometimes go back and forth, but it's not like, when we get off the show, we're going to hate each other or whatever. It's all in good fun. It's not like, we don't call each other names or say whatever,
No, that ain't happening.
No. All right. I guess.
All right. Let's talk about our sponsor real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
All right. Max Associates, guys. You guys have got to check out maxassociates.etsy.com, the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. If you're still watching the show, I know we're a little past time, but make sure you guys check it out. 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. Guys, don't miss out on this deal. You need to go check it out. Shirts after the discount, after free shipping, $18 right to your doorstep, Jay. You know, is that not incredible? Could you, back when you did the t-shirt business, could you ever sell shirts for $18 after tax, after shipping and everything?
No, it's not if I wanted to make money. No, yeah. I'd lose money on that deal. A lot of money.
I have no idea how Max Associates makes any money. I don't even think they do. I think they do this just to try to spread American, cheer or whatever. I have no idea. But go to maxassociates.etsy.com. Also, make sure to follow us, Secret America TV, on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and Instagram. It's the same screen name on every single one, Secret America TV. We are live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tonight's show was, it was fun. It was a back and forth. It was passionate. And sometimes I get passionate. You might hear me scream in the mic. That's my own fault. It's hard to control. Just like when Jay gets passionate, it's hard to control sometimes. It is what it is. But it's a lot of fun either way. And, make sure you guys check us out Monday through Friday. Hell, what's today? Monday? We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So, guys, make sure you check us out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.